I couldn't believe what my stepdad did. Even now, thinking about it, my stomach twists the same way it did that night. Growing up, it had always just been my mom and me. She had me young, and for as long as I could remember, it was just the two of us against the world. Then she met Greg. Greg was different. He wasn't flashy or loud like some of the guys my mom had dated before. He was quiet, steady, the kind of man who remembered to ask about your day and actually listened to the answer. When they got married after a year of dating, I was cautiously optimistic. Mom deserved to be happy, and if Greg could give that to her, I was willing to give him a chance. At first, things were good. Greg tried hard with me, too. He took me to baseball games, even though I wasn't really into sports. He helped me with my homework when Mom worked late, and he always made sure there was ice cream in the freezer just because he knew it was my favorite. For a while, it felt like maybe, just maybe, we could be a real family. Then, slowly, little things started to change. Greg would get home later than usual some nights, claiming he had to work overtime, even though Mom said his company didn't offer it. He started getting snappy, impatient over the smallest things. I brushed it off at first. Adults get stressed, I told myself. Work, bills, life, it all builds up. But a part of me knew something wasn't right. One night, when I was coming home from a friend's house, I saw Greg's car parked down the street instead of in the driveway. The engine was off, and he was just sitting there, staring at our house. It gave me a weird feeling in my gut, like something heavy I couldn't explain. I didn't say anything to my mom. I didn't want to worry her. But after that night, I started paying closer attention. It was around Christmas, when everything finally unraveled. I had been saving up my allowance to buy Mom a nice gift, something special for everything she had done for me. I found this beautiful necklace at a little shop downtown, and I hid it in my room, excited to surprise her. 2 days before Christmas, I came home to find my room trashed. Drawers pulled open, my bed flipped up, my backpack dumped out on the floor. And the necklace?
Gone.
Panic surged through me. I ran downstairs, heart pounding, thinking maybe we had been robbed. That's when I found Greg, sitting on the couch like nothing had happened, a beer in his hand, his face calm, almost bored. What happened to my room? I demanded. He didn't even flinch. He just shrugged and said, "Maybe you should be more careful about leaving your stuff around." I wanted to scream. I knew it was him. There was no forced entry, no signs anyone else had been there. It had been Greg. He had gone through my things.
But why?
Later that night, while my mom was asleep, I crept downstairs and found Greg's jacket draped over the chair. I reached into the pocket and pulled out my mom's necklace, the one I had bought, wrapped and hidden. My hands shook as I stared at it. He had stolen it. He was planning to give it to her himself. The betrayal hit me like a punch to the stomach. It wasn't just about the necklace. It was about everything. The late nights, the strange behavior, the lies. Greg wasn't the man we thought he was. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't just tell my mom. She loved him. She believed in him. Would she believe me? Or would she think I was just a jealous teenager? On Christmas morning, I sat by the tree, my stomach in knots. Sure enough, Greg handed my mom a small box, grinning like the perfect husband. She opened it, and there it was, my necklace. My gift. Tears stung my eyes as she gasped and threw her arms around him, thanking him over and over. I couldn't even speak. I just sat there, feeling like the ground had disappeared beneath me. But what Greg didn't know was that I had left a tiny mark on the clasp, a small scratch only I knew about. I had done it by accident when I first handled it and hadn't thought much of it. Until now. Later that afternoon, when Mom was admiring the necklace, I asked to see it up close. I pointed out the scratch, casually pretending I had noticed it for the first time. Mom's smile faded. "That's strange," she said slowly. "It's brand new." Greg tried to brush it off. "Must have gotten scratched at the store," he said too quickly. Mom's eyes narrowed. She knew me. She knew my instincts. And in that moment, she knew something was wrong. It took a few days, but eventually the truth came out. I told her everything. About finding him in the car, about my room being torn apart, about finding the necklace in his jacket. She was devastated. Not just because he had stolen, but because he had lied to both of us. Mom confronted him, and Greg didn't even try to deny it. He just packed a bag and left like it was no big deal, like we were the ones who had wronged him. I couldn't believe what my stepdad did. Not just the theft, but the way he broke the trust we had built. I had wanted so badly to believe he was good, that we could be a family. But sometimes, wanting something to be true doesn't make it real. It took a while for things to feel normal again. Mom and I leaned on each other the way we always had. Stronger, wiser, unbreakable. Greg became just another lesson we learned, that not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions, and sometimes the people you trust the most are the ones who hurt you the deepest. But we survived. We moved forward. And we never forgot who we really were, a family, just the two of us, and that was enough.